Okay, we're back. It is Sunday night and I have a lot of eBay orders to pack. I think it's 9 right now, so I don't want to spend a lot of time pontificating. I want to get those orders packed. It's not that late, about 7:30, 7:40, but it's been a long day, I guess, and I'm tired and I don't want to be down here working all night. I didn't get that much work done really at all today. I got a few things, I got a few listings drafted up. They're mostly things that I picked up at the Salvation Army. And was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I posted a shopping video where I was out with my camera. And you'll see most of those. You would have seen most of these Salvation Army items getting picked up. All except one, which was a late addition, but I'll talk about that when I get to it. So I'm going to show you some items that I picked up last Thursday on my lunch break at my little thrift store that I go to, and then the things that I picked up at the Salvation Army Friday, which was the day before yesterday. So if you saw that video, you'll have seen these things, but I'll give you a little bit more of a breakdown of what I think they're actually worth and what I paid for them and everything. So, okay, let's stop messing around. Let's get these things shown and then go to the kitchen and pack up tonight's orders. Okay, ready? Let's see what we got. So last week, Thursday, I went to my lunch break thrift store. I used to go there every 2 weeks. I started going there every week. Now I've basically been going there every day. I don't have a lot to do on my lunch break. I've got an hour that I have to spend, and this store is about 5 minutes away from my job. So I go there and just see what they put out new. Last week they were closed most of the week while they were clearing the space out and getting it ready for Christmas. So I go in there now and it's almost all Christmas stuff. Like, that's not really the stuff I get most excited about, but I did find a few things there last Thursday. So the first thing was this little ice cream scoop. I only paid $1 for it. These vintage scoops can be okay. Like this one doesn't have any brand name or anything on it, so I'm not convinced I'm going to do well with this. But there's a bunch of different manufacturers that made these. They're supposed to be liquid filled so that when you hold it with your hand, the heat from your hand goes into the scoop and helps you to scoop the ice cream. I don't know how well that works, but people do like these. Pampered Chef made one that looks exactly like this. So I put in the listing title, Pampered Chef style ice cream scoop. It looks like it's missing probably a hoop. Like there's 2 holes right here that maybe a little wire hanger was on there, but I'm not sure. Anyway, these sell from like $10 to $15. I'm going to try to get $10.99 for this one. Next up, this is brand new, still sealed. This is an older item. It looks like it's probably I would guess it's from the 70s, but I don't really know. Could be older than that, could be newer than that. It's a little Swedish thing, a Swedish touch to your Christmas with angel chimes. And this side it says party chimes. So this side, it's one of these things where you put candles and the heat from the candle makes these little brass pieces spin. Apparently this one's made in Sweden, and they make them in bigger sizes. Like this one I imagine is like this tall, but I think they make some twice as tall. But they all seem to sell kind of for the same price, whether they're the tall one or the small one. It's about 38 bucks, $38 this little package is worth. I paid $2 for it. I always look at Swedish stuff. That's my heritage. My mom was into Swedish stuff, so I'm always looking at it kind of just in honor of her, I guess. I love those dollar horses. You see those and I pick them up. If I see one, I pick it up for sure. Okay, speaking of Pampered Chef, here's another Pampered Chef cookie press. As we're going into Christmas season, this is probably a good time to get one of these listed. They can sell well around Christmas time. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm considering raising the price on it because I only have it listed, or I'm only going to list it right now for $24, $23.99 or something like that. I paid $4 for it. These things sell pretty quickly around this time of year, so hopefully that goes quickly. And then I don't know if this was a good idea or not, but they had this watch there in the display case at the thrift store. It says TFX on it, which I never heard of, but I googled it or I eBay searched it, and I came up to find that this was made by Bulova, and I could see it's brand new. It still has like the little tag there, so it's never been pulled. This has never been pulled out. On the back here, there's still like the film on the back of the bracelet to keep it from getting fingerprints or scratches on it or whatever. In the box and everything, they have $15 on it. I looked it up and I saw some TFX by Bulova watches that sold for around $100. So I just decided to grab it. Once I got home and I looked at it and figured out the exact model number, it's not really that good. It's probably going to be like 45 or 50. So not a huge return on investment for a $15 watch, but we'll definitely make money on this. It might take a little while to sell though. So that's everything that I got at that thrift store Thursday, and then we're on to the Salvation Army stuff, which some of this you would have seen. I picked this up, little waffle iron. This is the kind where the plates flip out and it becomes a like a griddle, so you can make waffles on it, flip it over and make sausage or bacon or whatever. Vintage one, obviously, Sunbeam. This one, I think I only paid $5 for it, but I added some kind of cost of goods to it from the other items I bought there, because there's the tax to think about, and also the cashier overcharged me for these books. So I think I paid $5. I think I should have paid $5 for this, but I've got it as a $7 cost of goods. I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, we're back. That was a big one. So I'll say I paid $7 for it. It was $4.99, the sticker that was on it, but I added the extra cost. And I think it's worth about $39.99, so I'll get $40 for this plus shipping, I expect. Next up, I have these. I think in the shopping video when I was looking at these books, I was questioning whether they were worth it to buy these, and I probably shouldn't have bought them, but who knows. I paid for these books. They had a 94-cent price tag on them, and they were 50% off. It's a blue price tag, so these were whatever half of 94 cents is, I guess 47. So about $6 or $7 for all of these books. I think there's 13 or 12 of these. They're spirit animal books. I thought they were all written by the same author, but after I started looking at them, I could see, oh, every single one of these has a different author on it. So I don't know much about this series. It's like a not quite young adult, probably middle grade book series. So not the most sought after books, I guess. I'm going to try to get 30 for these, but I'm not sure if I'll get that or not. I picked all three of these Bibles up for $3 each. They were $2.94 or something like that. These two are worth between like $15 and $25. I can't remember which one's $14.99 and which one is $22.99. That's how I have them listed right now. But this one would be worth a little bit more, but you can see it has this pretty big chunk of the leather torn off of it. And of course, that's right where they put the sticker on here. So that's pretty sketchy stuff for Salvation Army to be doing. But otherwise, decent Bibles. They have no writing in them or messed up pages or anything, so they'll be okay. This one is a Ryrie Study Bible. These ones are definitely worth buying if you can find them for a good price. This is from the Moody Bible Institute. Anyway, this one, you can see the gold lettering is pretty worn away on the spine and on the cover. Should also be here on this red square. Should say RSB for Ryrie Study Bible. I don't know who Ryrie is, but Charles Caldwell Ryrie, he wrote the study Bible part of this. Like the Bible in here is obviously the Bible, and then the commentary is by some guy named Ryrie. This is a red letter edition. Has I think it has the words of Jesus in red print. Thought it did. Maybe one of those other ones. Oh yeah, here it is. Red print for Jesus. So that makes it a little bit more valuable. I don't know if it says that anywhere on here, or you just have to flip through the pages to find out. Anyway, this one's worth a little bit more if it didn't have all of this damage. And it's pretty well read. You can see the cover, the spine here is caved in. This probably could be like an $80 Bible if it was like perfect condition. They also make a lot of different editions of this with like different types of leather and stuff. So some of these Bibles can be up to like $150, but this one I paid $3 for it. I think I'll get 40. And then the last thing I got, you guys didn't see this one in the video when I was out shopping, because when I was in the cashier line, the person in front of me handed this to the cashier and said, I decided I don't want this. And I saw her passing it over, and I saw it was a Disney park purse. It's got the Incredibles on the back. This says Disney's Contemporary Resort. I don't know much about Disney stuff, but this is a Loungefly bag. They have a lot of they do a lot of bags where they buy the license for Disney stuff or other properties. And this one's brand new, still has the tag. It still has a strap that you can attach to each of these hooks. And I asked the woman, she was putting it away. I said, how much is that anyway? It was $18.99. So I put a $20 cost of goods on that, and it's worth, I mean, it could, some of these have sold for like 120, but there's a lot listed right now in the like the $60 to $100 range. So I'm putting mine sort of in the middle at 90, and hopefully it will sell before Christmas. So yeah, that's everything that came in, and well, that's not everything that came in. There's still a bunch of stuff that's in the car from that shopping trip, stuff upstairs that needs to get, I need to start listing up drafts of those things. And then there's everything over here, the stuff that I showed you, new stuff that came in over the last few weeks. All of this stuff needs to get photos taken of it, which is what my plan was today, was to get all of these photos done, but I just didn't do it. I didn't have it in me today to do that work. I was tired and I didn't want to do it. So tonight I have no choice. I have to pack up orders. So let's go in the kitchen and we'll take care of those orders right now. Okay, so as I was pulling these 9 orders, a 10th one came in. So we're going to be packing up 10 orders tonight. I'm not sure what's going to be the best order to do them because there is a lot of stuff here that's taking up a ton of space. So I'm just going to start with the last one that came in and get this out of the way. And maybe I'll start with the smallest ones and work my way up to the biggest. Right here's the 2 CDs. This is Driving and Crying. I don't remember what, I think this band had a hit in the 90s, but I don't remember which one it was. This came from, I got a big box of about 75 or 80 CDs for $40. And I mean, I've told this a bunch of times. There was one CD on the top of the box that I knew right away was going to cover the cost of the whole box. So I just took the whole box. It was, this is a CD to look out for. It's pretty rare. The Adventures of Pete and Pete soundtrack from the Nickelodeon show. So I sold that already for over $40. So that covered the expense of the box. This is probably the 6th lot of CDs I sold out of there from that box, I think. These aren't, none of these are like high demand CDs, but there were quite a few that were in from the same bands or whatever. So like there's 2 of these Driving and Crying. I can put them together in a lot. There's like 4 or 5 of other. So I basically lotted them up to try to get somewhat decent prices for them, but I'm already in the profit on that deal. So these 2 CDs, according to my calculations, I paid 50 cents a piece for them. So $1. I sold them for 16 bucks plus shipping. So those will go out and earn, I don't know, maybe we'll get $12 for these after fees and stuff. I'm writing on here driving CDs. I got to move some of these things out of the way to get to the scale here. So we'll weigh this 8 ounces. The package is 10 by 8 by, I'll call it 2, even though it's probably 1. Doesn't matter. And it's going to DB in Pennsylvania, DB in PA. So that one's done. Okay, what's next? Well, we were just looking at Bibles in the other room, so we might as well pack these 2 Bibles. There's a Gideon Bible here. These are not worth much at all. These Gideon Bibles, these are like the ones you find in a hotel room. But I mean, I'm not going to tell you to take the Bible from the hotel room, but if you want to make your hotel stay a little bit cheaper, like maybe $10 or $12 cheaper, you can think about doing that on your own. These, I got 5 or 6 of these from the Salvation Army. I paid a little bit more than I should have. I think I paid $3 a piece for them, even knowing they were only worth about $12. But it was going to be an easy listing because it was a multi-quantity one. I knew they sell pretty well, quickly. You know, they don't hang around too long. Most Bibles don't, and you know, it's easy to do a multi-quantity listing. Easy to ship as well. So I'm gonna just pack this up. I paid $3 for it in June or July, and this is the last one. There might be a different Gideon Bible around here that I bought at a different time, but this is the last one from that Salvation Army purchase. And I bought it for $3, sold it for $12.99 plus shipping. After fees and everything, we'll make $8 or $9 on this probably. We'll find out. Okay, I'm gonna write on here Gideon because I have another Bible coming up next, and I don't want to get those too confused. This is 2 pounds, 10 by 7 by 3. It's going to go out the door to EW in California. I don't know why everything has to go to California. So far away. Okay, that one's done. And then this next Bible is a little nicer one, an ESV Study Bible, English Standard Version. This is a company called Crossway, a nice real leather binding. So this one brought in a little bit more than $12. Let's see, $35 plus shipping. I'm gonna wrap it up just like I did the other one, sort of like a birthday present. This is gonna go in the same kind of box. It's a little bit tighter because it's bigger. So it might not be able to, I might not be able to fit any extra padding in here. I'm not sure. Let's see. Bibles that say Study Bible are worth checking out. Those could be the ones that are worth buying. That's my experience. There might be some, I mean, obviously there's probably some study Bibles that aren't worth buying at all, but I've done pretty well with ones that say Study Bible on them. I don't know really what it means. I guess they usually have some kind of commentary, some biblical expert or somebody has left commentary. I would be interested in, you know, like a historical commentary that tells you everything that's going on in Bible times, biblical times. So this one, ESV Bible, it's going to be a lot heavier. 3 pounds too, so almost 4 pounds, or at least over 3. I'm going to put 3.2 or 3 pounds 2 ounces and just check to see if medium mail doesn't have some kind of price breaks in between the poundage. Usually if something is like one pound, let's say it's 1 pound 2 ounces, or if it's 2 pounds, anything in that range is the same price. So I just had somebody today asking me how I do calculated shipping if I don't weigh the items until after they've sold, or if I don't package them. Well, packaging stuff up ahead of time before it's sold is not a great idea, just because of the amount of space it takes up. Like a Bible on its own is much smaller than a Bible in a box like this. So my inventory here, I'd probably need 5 times of as much space to store everything if I was going to put it in a box. Not to mention, sometimes things don't sell and then you just have a box that you wasted, or some buyer's going to call you or send you a message, ask a question, and then you have no choice but to open that package, and that's a waste of time and tape. So yeah, pre-packaging, if it works for you, great. Does not seem like a good idea to me. This one's going to Idaho to RK. Okay, I've got another thing that's going to go in one of these size boxes, so we'll scroll down until we find it. It's this chef jacket. This is brand new. Chef Works. This is like, you know, what you see on TV, chef wearing a coat like this. I remember the story with this. This came from an estate sale. I don't remember. All the way back in December of 2023. So pretty long time this has been sitting in my inventory. I thought it would sell quickly, but no luck. I only got it for $4. I paid $4 for it, and it sold for $21.99. I've got all clothing in my shop is on sale right now, so that's probably why it finally sold. 15% off all clothes. So if you're looking for clothes, head over there to the shop and see if there's anything good. That's ebay.com/hot-lunch, I think that's how it goes. Might not be right. This is 1 pound, 6 ounces. That's going to be 2 pounds. Just put it on there now. 10 by 7 by 3, and it's going to ML in Connecticut. While I'm talking about the shop, I'll remind you, if you go over there and you find something worth buying, leave a note in the buyers. When you buy it, there's a little note you can fill out that gets sent to me. And if you say you came from the YouTube channel, I'll send you a pair of buttons, little pins I made, lapel pins. This one is the Hot Lunch Shop logo. Probably can't see it, too close. And then this one, which is my dog, Pineapple. So I'll send you these two if you tell me you came to the store from this YouTube channel. Really, if you tell me anything, I'll probably do it. All right, what's coming up next? I'm gonna get rid of this. I just listed these yesterday or the day before. I have several boxes of these earplugs. I thought I had a box that fit in. This one's too small. No, I had a perfect box for that. Okay, we'll come back to this later. Maybe it's over here. Oh yeah, here it is. It's a little bit too big, but we'll put a tiny bit of paper in here just to keep it from shaking around. We don't need to worry about this. Earplugs are not breakable. I got these from a church sale just like last weekend, I think, for $2 and sold it for 21. What did I sell it for? $19.99. There's another style that has more earplugs inside of it. Those are a little more expensive, $24 or something like that. So let's say earplugs. I'll just write ear. This is 2 pounds, 9 by 9 by 9. It's going to go out to Ohio, and it's going to be going to a business, and it says attention T-Bone. So keep your eyes out for this. T-Bone. GS is the business name. So get that out of the way. Okay, 2 Bibles. What else do I want to do? Okay, what goes in here? All right, these again, I just listed these a day or two ago. These are Nintendo DS, just the cases and the manuals for these games. There's no games included. I took a chance on these. Somebody listed it on Facebook Marketplace as free. Just come and get these cases. And they didn't say what cases it was, so I drove. It wasn't that far. It was like a 15-minute drive to go and pick these up with the hopes that it might be some rare Pokemon cases or something like that. That would be worth, like, you know, some of those cases I think sell for like $100, just an empty case if it's the right game. So I took a gamble. It turned out none of those cases were really anything special. They're mostly like little kid games, Tinkerbell game, and like TV related games, like Wipeout, the game show. Anyway, not a great score. I was hoping it was going to be a huge score, and it wasn't. It was kind of a small score, I guess. So I sold these. A lot of 16 Nintendo DS cases with no games, but the manuals are in there, so that's good, for $20 plus shipping. So let's get that weighed up. 3 pounds 5 ounces. So I'm gonna write DS. I better write Nintendo on here. All right, putting it over here. NINDS, 3 pounds 5 ounces, 4 pounds. This box is 10 by 8 by 6, 10 by 8 by 6, and it's gonna go to CB the third in Massachusetts. Okay, now we're moving on to some larger items. I have a big lot of Skylander stuff. You know, while we're on video games. I don't really know how this game works. This Skylander thing has all of these monsters that somehow connect to the video game. I don't really know. There's a bunch of them, all different ones. I got these from a garage sale. And there's also games and manuals. Skylander Trap Team, Skylander Swap Force, Skylander Giants. I don't know what this game is. I'm not a gamer. I don't know anything about this stuff. But I did pick it up from a garage sale, and I paid a little bit for it. I paid $40 for all this. I was thinking it was going to sell for over $100, but this has been listed since October of 2024, so over a year. Somebody sent me an offer today. I had it listed for $120. Somebody sent me a $70 offer, a little too far away from the $120, and really, like, you know, selling something for $70 that you paid $40 for, you're not going to make any profit on that. So I counter offer $90, and they took that offer right away. So I was happy with that amount, although it's not going to be a huge profit on these. But they'll be out of here, and somebody will be happy. I've had a lot of questions about these game stuff since it's been listed. Like, a bunch of times people have asked me, does everything work? I was like, does it work? I don't even know what it is. You know, how could it work? It's just like, you know, rubber game controllers, covers for the controllers, and these little plastic things. I don't know if any of this stuff even is able to work. I don't even know how any of this stuff goes. So I don't have any way to test these 3 games. You know, maybe they're scratched up or something, but I don't think so. I don't remember. Anyway, I think somebody got a good deal. Pretty sure they got a pretty great deal on this. And I'll make $35 maybe on it, something like that. At the end of the video, I'll buy shipping labels, and then we'll go over all the profits. And we'll see exactly how much was earned on each of these things, and then a total profit. I had it in this bag. It's pretty gross. I'm gonna throw this one away. I usually save those kind of shopping bags just because I can use them when I go out to thrift stores or whatever, but that one is filled with dirt and stuff for some reason. I got it from the garage sale. You know, all this stuff came in it. So we'll pack this up with paper. I don't think it needs that much protection, really. It's just plastic figures, and we'll finish it up. Okay, good. All right, Skyland on here. It's gonna be relatively heavy. 9 pounds, 12 by 12 by 12. And who's it going to? This will go to TT in PA. So we'll check these against the label. Once I print the shipping labels, we'll just compare these initials and state and make sure these are going to the right buyer. There was, I used to just put the initials, and then there was a time when 2 buyers had the exact same initials and I didn't notice it and I switched the labels and sent the wrong thing to the wrong person. So now I do initials and state, so I can compare those. And there's still a possibility that's 2 people from the same state with the same initials will buy something at the same time, but it seems unlikely. This feels like a pretty good system right now. Okay, where am I going to put this? I'm going to just set this on the floor until after the labels are printed. And next up, I have a pair of boots. These are HH brand boots. They've never been worn, still have the tag, still have this cardboard thing inside of it. I'm going to get a couple of these clear plastic bags to wrap the boots in. These came from my lunch break thrift store. I think I paid $25 for them. Let's see. No. I must have had a bunch of discounts. I don't know. I'll have to check against my spreadsheet because this doesn't feel right. It's in my notes in eBay in the custom SKU field. I keep the storage location in there, how much I paid for the item, where I got the item from, and when. And in this case, it says I paid $5.33 for these. That doesn't feel likely. So I'm going to check that against I have that information in a spreadsheet as well. So I'll check it against the spreadsheet. In my recollection, I paid $25 for these boots, but I did have 2 pairs of these boots from the same place, exact same boots, and one of them I definitely paid $25 for. These I might have paid 5 something for. They could have been, sometimes they do wild discounts there, like they just want to clear stuff out. So they'll say like all clothing is $1 or everything is 75% off or something like that. So it's possible that I paid $5 for those. I just don't remember. So once I buy the labels, we'll come back to this at the end and then we'll see. I can't get these bags open. My hands are too dry. We had some cold weather today for the first time and a little bit of snow actually here in the Chicago area. It's already November 9th and first snow of the season. And I mean, there was barely any, just a little bit of snow. It did stick to the ground for a little while though, so we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping we're gonna have a mild winter. I have heard that it's expected we're gonna have a harsh winter, so we'll see. Okay, I've got this big box. These boots will fit in here fine. Try harder with this bag. There we go, this one's starting much easier. These took a little while to sell. The other pair I just bought very recently, I think they sold already. And these I bought in February of this year. And somebody sent me an offer on these. I had them listed, I think, at $110. Somebody sent a $90 offer. That's a pretty reasonable offer. So I went ahead and took that. So we'll see. If I paid $5 for them, then that's a really good sale. If I paid $25, a little less good, but still not too bad. So I put these in here back to back, I guess toe to toe, and they're like making a little square. So I'm filling this section in the middle so they can't really bounce around at all. And I'll just put a little bit more on the top just for the sake of it, and then we'll close this. I bought these boxes for shipping dinner plates in, and they've come in handy several times for other kind of stuff. They're a little bit expensive. These kind of boxes are like maybe $1.10. So I don't like paying that much for a box, but they are good boxes. Okay, 6 pounds. Right, boots on here, 6 pounds. I know they're 16 by 16 by 5 by 5. Okay, those are going to Connecticut to MH. The buyer's name is MH. One out of the way. All right, what do I have? Is this the right box? Yeah. Okay, I have this Lee Max. This is Christmas Village type of a thing. It's a Santa's cookie shop or something like that. Rising Star Christmas cookies. It's a little animated. There's a few things that move around and light up on here. Where did I get this? I think I got this from, did I get this from my thrift store? No. I got this at Unique. I paid $16 for it. And I sold it today. We're almost at Christmas season for $79.99 plus shipping. So Christmas stuff starting to sell now, I hope. I resized this box a little bit earlier so that I could get get it in here, but I didn't quite finish it, so we'll finish it up right now. This is a double weight heavy duty box. So folding cutting these corners is tough, and folding these flaps over might be tough too, because it is much thicker than a normal cardboard box. Yeah, that is tough. There we go. So let's see if we can force this to fold. There it goes. This corner still has to get cut. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Man, this cardboard is really, really hard. It doesn't look that much thicker than your standard kind of corrugated cardboard, but it is a lot thicker. There we go. Get this off. I put these creases or these perforations on here without contemplating the extra thickness. So I might have to cut some of this away, not because of weight, just because I can't get it to close. So these interior box flaps are overlapping each other and making it impossible to get the secondary flaps to close. So I could conceivably, maybe I will do it, cut these flaps, like they're doubling up over each other right now, like that, and they don't really need to be. So I might put this one down and put this side down, and let's get this side down, and then grab a ruler. I don't usually do this, but this thing is tough to close because of how thick this cardboard is. So I'm gonna get rid of this extra overlap, just basically like I did on the inside there. Kind of careful here to not cut down too far, hit the item. Okay, this one's gonna need a little more tape than usual. It really wants to pop back. See, popping up. I'm gonna go all the way around this box with this tape because it's previously taped with paper tape, and I don't trust that paper tape after it's been through the mail one time or 2 times or 10 times or whatever. Let's get rid of all this junk. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. Let me put a couple more pieces here. Do this for fun. Hopefully this holds it down. I'm mostly just worried about these top flaps bursting open. I think I'm about ready to have to change tape here. Okay, I'm gonna cover some of this label because it's so big, and then we'll move on. Okay, VMAX. The box is just as heavy as the item. It's 11 pounds. And it's gonna be 13 by 13, 13 by 14, 13 by 14 by 9. I hope we're not over. 12 by 12 by 12, whatever that comes out to. 12 inches squared. Anything bigger than that is, if you start to get into oversized box territory, that can be more expensive. So I hope that's not the case. Okay, who's this going to? Okay, Google, I don't want to talk to you. This is going to SG in NC, North Carolina. So let's get this out of the way.
I found a couple places near North Carolina. The first one
Hey,
is
Google.
North Carolina State University.
Hey Google, shut up.
The second one is the
Hey.
University of North Carolina.
Hey Google. Hey Google, shut it. Shut your mouth. Okay. Thank you, Google. All right, I might need that knife still. All right, I got one more box. This one I think we're gonna have to resize as well. This is a little box, a case of Bratz dolls. Bratz World Tour. There's a bunch of dolls in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dolls, and then all of this clothing. Can you see it all? Bunch of different clothes. I got this at my lunch break thrift store too, and I expected it to sell very quickly, but it took quite a while. So I got these dolls in February this year, just like one of these other things was in February, and I paid $32.50 for them. Of course, I did a little research before buying them, and I expected them to sell for about $120. So $32.50 is a good price for that amount, in my opinion. But they've been sitting for a long time. So somebody today sent me an offer of $70, I think, and then I met them somewhere in the middle at $83, and they bought them right away. So I'm gonna resize this box. I've already made it this size, but it's a little too tall. So let's get my resizing tool here and pick a depth. That seems about right. So this just puts perforation lines up at exactly the right height wherever I set it, and then every side will be the same. And then I can cut these corners quickly. This one's a lot easier because the box isn't so heavy. And now we've got new flaps. We can just fold these down. I will put a little paper in here first, but it doesn't need much. And then close these flaps, close these flaps, and unless we're way overweight, it is 5 pounds, 5 ounces. So there's a good possibility we can get this below 5 pounds by taking away some of this cardboard. I just have to lose 5 ounces. It's kind of a lot actually, but we'll try it. I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did with the other one. Put this ruler right down the middle and cut off some of these outer flaps. Watch your fingers when you do this. I just was moving so fast here, I thought I'm gonna cut my finger off. So slow down, take it easy. Let's see where we are. 5 pounds, 2 ounces. Maybe we don't need this paper. 5 pounds. So we're at 5 pounds even. That's where the cutoff is. Anything from 4.1 to 5 pounds is the same weight. Okay, I ran out of tape, so I'm gonna go grab some tape. I'll be right back. Okay, new tape. Finish this box up as quickly as possible. Okay, this one's a little bit sketchy from all the cutting we did on it, so we'll tape it up a little more. Standard box, you know, some box engineer has made that so that it'll be nice and strong with just one strip of tape down the middle. So don't have to worry about that normally, but when I'm Frankensteining these boxes together, you gotta really pay attention to the flaps and everything. These dowels aren't very heavy, but still, we'll take care of this box. Okay, that's it. So we'll write on here brats, see how much it weighs. We know it weighs 5 pounds. And then 15 by 14 by 6. Put that on here again. It's really a little bit more than 5 after I put the tape and everything. I guess I wasted my time. I shouldn't have taken all those flaps off. Now the box is a little less stable, and it's still going to cost the same amount of money. There's no way I can get it down below this weight. So okay, I'm going to buy labels for all of these and then come back in a couple of seconds and tell you all about how much each one of these items actually earned. All right, there we go. 10 packages. They all have labels. They're all ready to go. All of these are going USPS, so I'll put them on the porch tomorrow for my carrier to pick up. I have to remember to do a porch pickup request at the USPS website. So let's just run through the profits on these items and then we'll call it a night. So, okay, the sales that came in Friday were the Double H boots, those cowboy boots. Those sold for $90, but I had a $25.33 cost of goods. So the number that I had earlier in my custom SKU field was wrong. $25.33 I paid for these boots. I think in the custom SKU field it said $5.33. So 25 bucks I paid for those boots. Sold them for $90, $11 shipping fee. The actual shipping fee was $10, so I made $1 there. The eBay fee is $12.71, so we're looking at a profit on those boots of $52.96. Could be more, I would be happier if that was more, but 52 bucks on a pair of boots, not too bad. And then the white chef jacket, that brought in $14.08. So the total profit for Friday, just 2 sales that day, was $67.04. So that's not a great sales day for me. Saturday was even worse. The only thing we sold was that lot of empty Nintendo DS cases, and that brought in $16.19. So $1 per case, basically. Then we had 7 sales today, so should be a little bit better, hopefully. Let's see. The Bratz World Tour, the 4 dolls, that earned $38.46 for those 4 dolls. The ESV Study Bible, $27.04. The Gideon Bible, $6.95. Camera's about to die, so we need to get through this quickly. The box of earplugs, $15.82 profit. The Limax Christmas cookie animatronic toy, decoration, was $51.97 profit. Skylanders video game lot, $37.52. And then it turned out I had the wrong Drivin' and Cryin' CD, so while I was packing these, I switched that out for a single CD. I was just about to send the buyer the wrong item, but I had the 2 together that were not that valuable, and then another one that was worth $15.99 on its own. So that was the one they bought, so that went out tonight. I switched those 2 around, and that brought in $12.42. So total profit for today, $190.18. So it's only 9 p.m. right now. We've got until 2 a.m. Maybe we'll get another sale tonight. I hope we do, because I really need my average profit per day to be over $193. And right now it's $192.42. So I hope this can go up. It has to be 203. That's the number that it needs to be in order for me to be to reach my goal. Every day for the rest of the year, I need to make at least $203, at least on average. So if we get some big $700 days or $1,000 day, that could make up for it. But it seems like the low days, like the 16, 19 we had yesterday, knocks that average down much faster than when you have a really high day. So I don't know how this math works, but right now we're at $192 average profit per day, and we need to be at 203 every day for the rest of the year. So that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. We're hoping to get to that 203 and keep those numbers rolling in, because I really want to make $50,000 profit this year. So that's it. Have a good night. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.